Okay, in order for me to try to get the blockage out, I'm taking the advice of many people on vintage Mercury outboards, and also on the YouTube channel they've commented. So this is what I've been doing. As soon as I hooked up this water line and turned the water hose on, just cracked just a little bit, I heard a big pop, and I couldn't see what happened because I was way over there by the spigot when I turned it on. But I did find another piece of impeller that came out. It was small, but it did make a pop noise. Like I could hear it all the way, 70 feet away over there. So, just wondering what I did with that piece. But anyway, I set it somewhere and don't know where to put it. But it was just a tiny piece of, impeller, and I'm hoping that this is going to do it. So I could try putting that pump in one more time and see if this doesn't work. If this doesn't work, then I know it's got to be the impeller, but it's an awful lot of work just for trying to save $100 on a pump kit. But I'm doing all I can here, for the customer, for the guy that wants this boat motor. So anyway, stay tuned. This was the next step, so we'll see what happens with the water pump impeller put in. Okay, she's in gear. I've got it running. The pea stream is still pretty hot, but I think it's better than it was. I'm still going to suggest a new water pump. That's just still too hot to me. I blew it out with water. I heard a pop. Something came out. Some impeller pieces came out of it. The pea stream is much more consistent, but it's still hot. I can't believe how hot it is. I can't believe how hot it is. I mean, I don't think it should be that hot, but some people will argue differently. But maybe this vintage is supposed to be hot. Does seem to get cooler as it speeds up. That's forward. Before I could have handed it for any length of time. Now at least I can. Put it under for a couple of seconds. The head is much cooler before I could even touch it. The engine even sounds better than it did before. Alright, well, I'm still going to put the new water pump in it. I think it's fixed. But when the water pump gets here, I'm still going to put a new one in it. And if it acts the same way, then I'll know it was normal. But yeah, right now that is very hot. In idle, very hot. And the newer models, I know they don't do that. My 115 over there, it always comes out lukewarm. Never does it come out hot. And maybe it's because it's the poppet valve and the thermostat that's in it keeps it running cooler. And this engine must run hotter. Definitely. Even that exhaust plate is cooler. And the head's getting warm, of course, but plate's actually pretty cool. That head's actually, it's hot, but it isn't hot to where I can't keep my hand on it for a few seconds. So I think she's fixed. I really do at this point. I think she's ready. But like I said, we're going to put a new pump in it. I don't want to get too crazy speed in this tank, but as that speeds up, it also cools down a bit, so that must be working fine. I think it is warm coming out, but I think that's normal. The power head is cool. It's been running quite a long time. I can touch it, probably about 20 seconds, and it doesn't burn me. I can even touch the exhaust housing here, and it's not even just lukewarm. So I think this is fine. I really think this is fine. I think this thing will perform very well now. So what my concern was that head, that water jacket on the head getting hot, and it's cooled down considerably. I don't want to get shot. Yeah, I can touch that. And it just starts to get hot after maybe about 10 seconds or so. So I think it's operating normally. So I'm going to let the owner decide what he wants to do. But I think we're good. I think this is intended to run this hot. One gentleman on Mercury, Vintage Mercury Fanatics, that's a group I belong to for Facebook. And he says between 160 and 200 degrees Fahrenheit, and anywhere on the engine head there should be normal. So, and I know it's not even that hot. So, okay, well I'm going to consider this fixed and let the owner know what he wants to do. I mean, if he wants me to put a new water pump in it, I think it's probably a waste of money, but he's already got a new impeller in there, so I think it's pumping good. So it's up to him. But anyway, stay tuned. More to come. I've got a 25 horse customer just dropped this off today, and I'm going to do another video on this. Looks like a very clean motor.
So thanks everybody, for commenting and making your remarks, and I think you've helped out quite a lot on YouTube and also on Vintage Mercury Outboards. So stay tuned, don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Thanks again for watching.